After 2 decades of internal conflict, Somalia's new federal government is rebuilding itself by planning to re-establish its administrative and security structures. However, the existence of the Al-Shabaab fighters battling against the government poses a big challenge. Until now, Somalia has depended on the help of international troops from Burundi, Djibouti, Kenya, Nigeria, Sierra Leone and Uganda. In a summit of member states of the Intergovernmental Agency for Development held in Ethiopia's capital Addis Ababa, a serious appeal was made to member states to boost their support for the Somalia government in the conflict against Al-Shabaab fighters. The summit was attended by presidents from Somalia, Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan and the Prime Minister of Ethiopia.
There are still millions internally displaced persons and refugees awaiting their return home and rehabilitation. We recognize that the federal government of Somalia is doing its level best to mitigate these challenges, but the magnitude of the problem demands a coordinated effort of all stakeholders.
The challenge of Al-Shabaab fighters remains real, as it recently threatened to launch new attacks on the Somali government. This was after 13 suspected Al-Shabaab fighters were killed in Puntland. In April, the group also attacked the Supreme Court in Somalia. The summit is taking place amid unconfirmed reports that Kenya and Ethiopia have been preparing to pull out their troops from Somalia over high cost of operation. However, the Ethiopian government has refuted such reports, saying that it will stay in Somalia until the country is ready to maintain its own security. Efforts to help Somalia create a new armed force are underway, with large contingents of Somali soldiers being trained in Uganda, Djibouti and Somalia by multiple partners, including the AMISOM. According to a communique on the decisions made at the Addis Ababa summit, the troop-contributing states have agreed that the faster they help Somali stabilize, the safer it is for their territories too.
Fighting Al-Shabaab would speed up the stabilization of Somalia and would create a conducive atmosphere for the prevalence of peace and stability in Somalia. Therefore, at this summit as well, the leaders have committed themselves to redouble their efforts so as to effectively fight Al-Shabaab and stabilize Somalia.
Somalia is looking forward to an international conference in September due to be held in the British capital, which is expected to garner all kinds of support for a speedy development in the Horn of Africa nation. Colette Wanjoy for Press TV in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia.